I guess just get started with, as usual, I just want to compliment Coach Grobe and their staff and team at Baylor. Again, we knew it'd be a good football team, and it's still a really good football team in the way they got a lot of really good talented players. They do a good job coaching them. I knew we would have to play well, to give ourselves a chance to win. I'm pleased with the way we played really across the board. I thought in every part of the game, we did a really good job as a team complementing one another. Special teams were solid. Offense and defense really together did a really good job. As offensively, you kept chipping away at the run, and I thought in the whole first half, we're so close to breaking a run, and give them credit. They tackled and did a good job not allowing us to. Then eventually Joe breaks it. Eventually Samaje breaks it. Eventually it works. And, 200-yard rushers, that's excellent job against, again, a defense that's been pretty good. Baker was, again, great. Took care of the football really well, other than the one ball is unlike him. Defensively, it was great to get. Jordan Evans was outstanding with some great getting his hands on balls and intercepting. Had a chance for another one for a touchdown. JT dropped it. Came up with some good fourth down stops. Thought the second half was really good, other than one play. Then again, credit them. They've got some really good players that are going to make plays really on everybody, and they did. I feel bad for their quarterback, Seth Russell, and I hope he will heal up and that things will go well. And how they manage that. Hated to see that happen. Hate to see that for any young man. But a really good win here later in the year that hopefully we can gain some momentum from it. Still missing some pieces. Still able to manage it with missing quite a few pieces, and hopefully we'll get stronger here in the next 2 weeks. Hopefully just adding some guys back if we're able to.
What is your injury situation? Your own injury situation?
I feel good. I don't have any injuries.
JT and Flowers and
Said my own injury situation. JT checked out okay so far. Unsure about Dimitri just yet. I don't think there's anyone else. So Samaje handled everything, well.
Baylor covered really well in the secondary, but your receivers, it seemed like they came on and had a really.
They had a great night. Competitive catches, and that's where some of those catches we made, you got to say, everyone, well, what do you tell the corner or the safeties that they're in great position, and our guys made some tough, fighting for the ball, competitive catches in key situations that really made a big difference.
Bob, you made a lot of big plays that the team did on defense today. Evans, guys stepping up. That was missing early in the year, but guys are now making a lot of plays for you.
At times, and sometimes you get them in bunches. I've always said the other team has to help you a little bit too. And, fortunately, we were able to get quite a few turnovers. And it was hard in that too, that at a certain point, you can't just stop them on third down. We had to stop them on fourth down too, because they're behind or in a situation where they're just going to go for it anyway. So now you got 2 possession downs you got to stop people on. So that kind of makes it a little bit harder too, but we managed it and had some nice fourth down stops. And anyway, I thought they did a good job.
Why do you think Jordan Evans was so dialed in today? He
didn't do anything different than he has. He made some nice plays, and every day is different. You play a different team every week. Different quarterback, different receivers, different schemes, so.
In games like this, it does seem like linebackers are sometimes at a disadvantage. They're playing in space, trying to cover receivers. What does that say about just Jordan and his athletic ability to come up with the plays?
Yeah, he's good. He's an excellent athlete, hands and, rangy. And, so he can play in space, and he did a really good job there today.
Bob, you guys kind of struggled to get turnovers throughout the season, and today you get 3 really big ones. How important was that?
It's important. Again, I just said that. We didn't change anything. It just sometimes they come in bunches. Sometimes the other team helps you a little more than some other teams, and sometimes you do a better job getting in position like Jordan did and cutting the route, cutting in a space where he might not have been before. So it makes a big difference. I wish we'd have JT would have had the one for a touchdown as well, and it right to us. And that's again, where I say you got to make the play. It's right at you. And, but he did a nice job covering all night. You got to give him that too, to handle, their receivers, especially on that side of the ball. I thought JT had a great night. And Stephen Parker. Stephen had challenged him deep on some things and was great. Jordan Parker got some ball out, challenged some people as well. And so I thought those guys did a really good job.
Was there something beyond the play, your cornerbacks and your safeties, as far as controlling that screen game the way you did today?
Pardon me?
Was there something beyond them controlling the screen game today?
No, it just they got a couple screens, and then we broke. We challenged some. Did a better job, on a lot of them of just disrupting them.
Bob, it was an emotionally charged game. Impressed with the team, the way your team stayed composed, no silly penalties?
I was. That was a big emphasis too. That, just to be fired up to play, or that the competitiveness in you, and someone else, the other team can, challenge it back or can get chippy here and there. But we didn't have penalties, and that was a big deal that we had self-control along with the emotion, and competitiveness to play.
Baker Mayfield's efficiency and production numbers now are on Jason White, Bradford levels, especially since the start of Big 12. Are you hopeful for him that he'll get a trip to New York?
Sure. Why? Absolutely, I would be.
Did you see this kind of efficiency though?
Yeah.
That he could achieve that?
Well, you saw him last year. He was pretty good, right? He was 4th in the Heisman a year ago. So why wouldn't you expect him with another year to be better?
But at a 350-yard.
Well, I'm just saying, do we expect? Yeah, we do. And watching him from a year ago, having a full year under his belt with Coach Riley and these other receivers, and the emergence of Dede, sure, we expect him to be looking like this.
Thought on Dede's first touchdown, kind of tightrope down the sideline. The way he was able to stay in bounds.
Yeah, it was great. But we see Dede do a lot of talented things, so that's just one of them. He almost popped a kickoff too. Was close. Just got tripped.
Do you feel like you've ever had this variety of options? I mean, it seems like you guys have a lot of things you can do on the offensive side.
Yeah, we've had some pretty good offensive teams. I think back to 2008 with Sam Bradford, and Jermaine Gresham wasn't a bad target, and Joaquin Iglesias and DeMarco Murray, and I can name them all. There's a lot of them. So we've had those kind of options before.
Bob, what did you do, if anything, defensively, structurally? Because they ran for first half, they ran the ball
Yeah.
really well.
We just there was one particular play, and their 10 personnel was hurting us, and we just talked through it at halftime and got it straight and how we wanted to play it. And then but we didn't change anything. We just understood what they were trying to do with us, and played it better in the second half.
Bob, we talk about the plays by the offense, but your big play potential seems better than ever before with Westbrook and Mixon. What does that do for you when you can hit a home run at virtually any time?
Yeah, it's a big spark to always have that feeling that you're just about to create a big play. And it's like several of those runs, I'm just like, surely it's going to pop. It's going to pop, and sure enough, there goes Joe. Eventually it pops, and and they're in the secondary, and they're hard to deal with once they're in the secondary, and so you do have that feeling a lot that you're just on the cusp of cracking another big play.
And when you have all those options, I'll ask Lincoln when he comes in here, but you go into the game saying, well, here's what we want to do, or do you go into the game saying, we can do about anything, we'll do it on the fly because you can't do about anything?
Yeah, you ask Lincoln, but I think that's the thing is we try and use all our weapons, and that you want to have a plan that you use everybody, run, pass, and to me the mix of them, that's what makes it work. Having that balance to be effective and hurt people with plays running and passing. For instance, there's all kind of great coverages you can get into to eliminate Dede, but you got a chance to see Joe popping it left and right. Then, just like us defending them, we could go out and spread out and do all kind of fancy coverages, but they'll run the ball for 600 yards.
Is that specifically beginning to happen because Dede has not caught the same number of balls, but other guys have, and other guy
Yeah.
last 3 weeks, it seems.
That's right. And, so you've got other guys have to step up when they do try and do some things to take somebody away.
Did you get a chance to watch the end of the West Virginia game?
I didn't. I was just walking out of the locker room, and Lincoln told me they won a tight game, right? Beat Texas. So,
What are your thoughts about going to Morgantown next week?
always a challenge, an exciting challenge. They always got a ruckus, rowdy crowd at West Virginia, and it's a challenging place to go play. So, but they're always exciting too when they're that way.
It's a lot different watching the defense today versus Tech a few weeks ago and where they've come. Has it been effort, preparation mainly for these guys?
No, I thought there's been a lot of good play throughout the year. The one there wasn't was Tech, and I've watched that game, and there's a good part of that game. We're all over people, just like they were all over us tonight, and it came up with the ball. So we're coming up with more plays, in challenging situations. Today, Steven got his hands on that one deep ball and broke it up. So did Jordan Parker. The other, few times in those games we're right there, and we didn't. Is there a lot different? Not really. And you're not sometimes giving them enough credit. I think that quarterback there is an excellent player that got hot, and that's what you have.
But on top of just making plays, third down conversions were excellent today.
Again, we haven't changed defenses. Guys are playing better, and coming through in situations and challenging and making plays.
So then the question is, why are guys playing better, do you think?
Next question. I've just been through that for 5 minutes. You guys all asked the same thing a different way.
Are they better in practice? Are they better? You see better preparation, more preparation?
I've seen good preparation all year. All right.